first question, and I'm very curious on this one, is, and I don't know if this person's here, but who had the idea to start a quartet? Whose idea was it?
Your grandma Scout, my grandma Scout. Steve, me, and Gary were singing in the choir in church at that time, and the year is a little fuzzy.
Maybe 77.
I graduated in 73.
Oh, well, back then.
So
we were singing in the choir in high school.
We were singing in the choir in high school, so it was back in the maybe
they were good
late
little choir boys.
60s,
right.
early 70s.
And the church choir.
Yeah, church choir. And Grandma Scout said, hey, you guys, and my brother Leon was singing in the choir also. And she said, you guys should start a quartet. Call it Ottawa Men's Quartet. And I talked to these guys and Leon, and Grandma said, I'll play the piano for you. So we would go over to Grandma's house. She was renting a little tiny house, and we're huddled around her piano, and we're singing right out of the hymn book. And it seemed to go pretty good. So then one Sunday night, we got up behind the pulpit, and we're all shaking. Who's gonna say, what we're singing and stuff? I said, I'll do that. So we were singing
Victory in Jesus.
Glad Reunion Day, and I called it Glad Redemption Day, and that was the last time I ever had to do that.
That was the first time I sang with you guys, that you introduced that.
Oh, is that? Oh, okay.
That's how I got stuck with the job.
Okay, because
unless you did it twice, I don't know.
Because Grandma played,
Yeah.
and then we started singing in quite a few churches, and she said, I just can't keep up with this, every Sunday night. So then Valerie Timbrink, which is busker now, she played. That was the first one that came in, right?
Yeah. Hugh came in probably before.
I came in.
Yeah,
just
my brother
after that.
Leon, he had
About the same
a
time.
life change, we'll call it.
Yeah.
And then we had to find another singer. And then I think you guys said, oh, we should get Hugh. He's singing in churches all the time. So then my brother Leon
And
was
I had
singing
gone to
bass.
Ottawa
You were
for
singing
years.
lead
I could legitimately be
when
part
we
of the
started.
Ottawa
And
Church
then-
Men's Quartet.
And then you went to bass. Hugh came in as lead. And then Val started having kids. And she said, I can't keep up with this anymore. We got to find a piano player.
We heard about this organist over at South Ottawa.
Yeah, this guy with
Where were
fuzzy
you? Oakland
hair.
or South
I
Ottawa?
was in Borkin.
Oh, Borkula.
Oh,
That's right.
you were here in
You're
Borkula.
coming back home right here.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
So,
This guy has big fuzzy hair though. We can't.
Hold a
have
second.
that.
You were married. Okay, you were from Oakland, married, playing in Borculo?
yeah.
Okay.
We lived here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you play for the Light Bearers then?
After.
Us.
Was that after us? Okay.
Yeah, you really didn't play much piano before you started with us, right?
Okay.
No, not at all, really.
Then we sang like about 12
So
years.
a
with
men's
just this
quartet that
group.
started with an organist.
I think it was like 12 years, and then I had my life change, and I dropped out, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, Dave came in. Dave Timmer.
Dave Timmer.
Yeah,
And then Gary
had his life change.
had his life change
A
little
couple
bit.
years later, was it?
Was it 2 years later
No, it's about 1 year.
or 1 year?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then Greg Bloomers came in.
See, and that's a guy I couldn't remember.
When did we take on the name Forever Free?
Oh, that was,
It was with Cal. Didn't you come up with that?
I think it was with Cal.
No idea.
And I can always remember Hugh going, we got to come up with a different name. You were pushing it a long time. Finally, we said, okay, everybody go home, get your
I did.
names together.
Okay.
then that's what we came up with.
So,
And then we came up with a song, Forever Free, but that was later on.
Yeah,
you did? I
Yeah.
didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
we're not doing that.
Not yet. Not yet. Did you guys know each other prior? Like, I know that the three of you, Steve, Roger, Gary obviously did, but like Hugh and Cal, like, how did you learn about Cal? How did you learn about Hugh?
Hugh is my cousin,
Yeah, they're
Okay,
cousins,
yeah.
so.
Gotcha.
and he's a former Ottawa Reformer.
Yeah, he used to go to Ottawa Reform, so.
His family did.
All
We
four-
kicked him out,
All four of us did.
but then.
These guys are old. I knew them from high school,
Yeah,
from
yeah.
band.
He's
Roger.
just a pup.
Yeah, he's much
Yeah.
younger.
Were we in band together?
Yeah. You graduated in 72, didn't you?
3.
73. I was in band with you.
Really?
Must have been a freshman.
Yeah. Yeah. Must have been French.
Trombone.
And how about Cal? How did you hear about Cal? Like, did you just,
Through the grapevine.
I don't know, Jen. I don't know who.
Maybe through my wife, because his wife went to Bethel Church, where I had joined since then. When I got married.
I think you contacted me
Yeah.
and talked to me.
Yeah, we heard about you through Shar somehow.
Yeah.
They saw him playing in some bar or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not
Shar's
really.
husband can
Not
play
really.
the organ really good. He should be able to play for a quartet.
Yeah, we started out, we'd be standing behind the pulpit, you know, and then we kind of branched out just a little bit. And when did we get mics and stuff?
A trailer.
That was
Mics and a trailer.
mics and a
Trailer.
trailer.
Cal said we gotta have a trailer.
Yeah, and we painted the trailer the same color as my van.
Yeah.
That how we got it?
Yeah,
What color
yeah,
was it?
we used to drive around in my van, that brown
That's
one,
right.
what color was it?
brown and.
It's the same color as our trailer.
Yeah, and then we painted the trailer the same color, just a little trailer fit
Kind of a
equipment in
pain.
it. And,
We maybe we stood differently, but
yeah,
the microphones were always glued right there.
right there, yep,
Yeah.
yep. And then the music stands were always right in front of us, and then all of a sudden one day somebody said, we should sing without music. Oh my goodness, that was scary.
Yeah. We did from there on.
Yeah.
And then we got our suits alike too for a little while.
We
did?
did, yeah.
No way.
Suits alike?
Yeah,
You
we
had
had
suits alike?
Yes, we
gray
did.
pinstripe suits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
four
didn't
of
know
us.
this.
Cal
We should
did.
have brought pinstripe suits back to
we don't
me.
have a picture of that.
I
don't have a picture
I don't
of
have
that.
a picture
Where it is.
either. I don't think anybody had a picture of it.
That's
Good
pretty,
thing.
that's pretty
Yeah.
spiffy.
Yeah, we all had gray
Polyester.
pinstripe suits, same ties.
Yeah, we all went down and got them at the same time.
Surprised they weren't brown to match the van and trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
There's a
wow.
reason people don't have quartets in churches anymore.
Pinstripe suits.
But,
So-
no, we go all over.
What was it like, Cal? This would see you. Like, what was it like converting from organ to piano? Like to play with these guys, to jump in.
Well, I think I started playing the songs more like just an organ because I wasn't used to playing on a piano. And you know, I was used to my foot pedal. There's no foot pedal.
But you played a synthesizer for a while too,
Oh,
right?
yeah, we had
Remember
electric
that?
Well,
piano. for a
Dwayne.
while.
That's true.
Did you play it? You played it before we had Dwayne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. It was difficult for, I'd say, the first 6 months or so. But, I don't know, then we started getting into Gold City.
Yeah, Gold City, and there was some valley quartet, southern. We'd listen to the songs and you go, oh, I can play that. Away you go.
Yeah.
And then we'd start singing, and before you know it, we didn't even have no music and we were singing the songs.
I could listen to a song and kind of formulate my head, you know, how I follow the piano music.
He didn't play with the music is what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
And he never did it the same twice. So.
Yeah,
That's
that's
true.
why he never does it the same.
That's why every
twice.
take you have today would be different.
Yeah,
That's right.
yeah.
because he doesn't have any music.
From that point on, the music was history.
Yeah.
It was just,
It was just in the head.
yeah.
So you guys, to me, like, seem like I know that you probably have kind of fallen apart over the years and come back together. I know you played at, it was Ottawa's
Ottawa Reformed 100th
100th
anniversary.
anniversary. I know you were at, that was 2016 or 15, something like
Yeah,
that.
about 7, 8 years ago.
Okay.
8
Um,
years.
And so, but you guys seem to me to have that relationship where it's like, doesn't matter how long you guys have been apart, as soon as you guys get back together, it's just like reconnecting like old times. So explain to me like a little bit, I've got one other question after this one, and, but just a little bit about like what that, the relationship that you guys have built has kind of meant to you guys individually, like over the years. Like how has Forever Free Quartet and the experiences you guys have gained through it, how has that changed your life? How has it impacted your life, I guess, if at all?
I'm going to interject, we talked about the changes that happened. So we sang together for a while, and then life changed, and 2 new members. We ended because the youngest member was killed.
Oh, that's right.
Dave Timmer died tragically in an industrial accident, and we never.
He had the best voice of all of us.
He carried us.
You had an amazing.
So that was pretty much the end.
What year was that? Do you remember?
2000. I'd have to look it up, but it was 1990 something.
Yeah,
it
it was
was
in
2000.
the 90s.
1990.
It would probably be early 90s-ish.
Early 90s, yeah.
Dave sang a lot of solos too.
He had this range, this high range that was
Very
amazing.
high range.
During those life changes, I mean, one of the things that happened to me early on was finding out I had epilepsy and had a grand mal seizure on Sunday morning in church. That was early. That was 78, so that was early on. And I didn't fess up to these guys. I was nervous and feeling stressed. Every Sunday we sang.
Yeah, every Sunday night.
There's a reason I was the last one out of the bathroom. I was just deep breathing. So you go through stuff in life and you don't always fess up to it.
Yeah.
But when you get back together, it's
Yeah.
it's the memories, the love of God, the love of music,
Yeah.
and fellowship.
Yeah.
That's what
For me, I think too, it's just the people we got to see. We got outside of our own
Oh,
little worlds every Sunday
like
night.
Dunningville Church. That was the
We'd go there and there'd be about 14 people.
friendliest church. 14 people
And there
there.
we are with our big speakers. The church is just very tiny.
And we did get to sing in the Highland Civic Center.
Yeah.
We opened for somebody
Yeah.
in the
that
Highland
duet.
Civic Center.
Miles and Webb.
Miles and Webb, I think, yeah.
Wow.
For a big fundraiser.
And
for
some
the-
people liked us better than them.
Not me. I still have
The
your
local
tape.
boys. The local boys.
Yeah.
Other.
But I think the big impact was the people we got to meet, and we always went back. It was like, we got to get you back here next year or the next. It was, that little church up in Grand Rapids on top of that hill. I don't
Yeah.
remember what that one was
That
called.
was a opening or something, or the grand opening for the church or something.
I don't want to burst your bubble, but when you're responsible to get special music for church, you get the people who will come. And we were willing, so we were free,
Yeah,
forever
yeah,
free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably how that name came about.
Forever available. That doesn't have to quite say that.
Your freedom isn't just for now, not for just a little while. We are forever free. That was the chorus of the song that we came up with.
Say that one more time.
Your freedom isn't just for now, not for just a little while. We are forever free.
I like that.
Didn't your mom come up,
She
actually
did.
come up with
She
a
wrote a
song
song. I
on
got
that?
it.
Did she come?
You
I
still
thought
have
Dwayne
that?
came
I
up.
still do.
I thought Cook came up with that.
No, your mom.
My mom did?
I think it was your mom.
Because then we sang at her church closely after that.
Tina came up with a lot of words.
She had a lot. She's got a book of poems and music.
All right, I got one more question for you.
Sure.
It's one for each of you. So we'll start at Kale. We'll work our way across here. But if you need to pass and come back, we could do that. But what's your favorite memory with these guys? Doesn't have to be on stage. Maybe it's something personal between you and somebody else on stage here. But what's your favorite memory
Okay.
with Forever Free Quartet?
Let me elaborate a little bit on that because my life has been full of events. I just go from event to event to event. I'm busy. But this event, this quartet event, I think I have the fondest memories of this event because it was fun. We had a lot of fun together. We're similar in age, right? And our families were similar in age as well. It was fun getting together and just messing around with some new songs, telling each other about funny stuff that happened.
Yeah.
Trying to sing for somebody's wedding.
Yeah.
And learning a whole set of songs. Oh my goodness.
Be careful. Oh, we put words. I don't know who put words to that.
We
We
come
all
up with-
came up with something.
Mark's wedding.
Mark's
That was
wedding.
Mark's
Yeah, Mark's
wedding.
wedding.
I forgot about it.
So a lot of fun. It was a lot of work too. I think
We practiced every week.
event- Yeah,
Yeah.
we practiced every week.
And we went out like 30 times a
But
year.
we never did Christmas songs.
We take December off.
December we took off, we never did Christmas songs.
It was work setting up all the equipment. I mean, you think about that.
Yeah.
Sometimes it'd take about a half an hour
Yeah.
to set up the equipment, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes we'd only sing 15 minutes.
I missed a lot of Lions football games.
Yeah, yeah, Super Bowl, we always sang out by the river, out that church out over the Eastmanville Bridge and left.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Every
Was
Super
that a
Bowl,
drive-in? Was that a drive-in?
Super Bowl Sunday.
every Super Bowl Sunday, yeah, it was a drive-in.
Yeah.
And, yeah, I can remember
That's
sitting
right.
out in the van before church listening to the Super Bowl. You know, oh, we gotta go in now.
The next thing that I think I remember about this event is it was relational.
Yeah.
By that I mean we developed great relationships. When we went to churches, we found people, talked to people, deepened relationships. And so, yeah, I never forgot that. Even my kids, they've never forgotten this era because a couple of them always came with their lunch bags
Yeah.
while we
Every
practiced.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Stephen and Amy,
Amy, yeah.
every Sunday, they were sitting in the front pew eating their lunch.
They're grapes.
And they explore the church,
Yeah.
run around, who knows doing what, but anyway.
Yeah.
But an event for me, thought about that a while back, because like I said, I'm always event to event. It's gotta be fun. Every event, meaningful event has work, right? You gotta pour yourself into it. And relational.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So,
I agree with all of that. Just the bond that we have together, definitely. But I think too, one of the ones that really sticks out in my mind is we would go up to Irons every year on, what was it, 4th of July?
Well, that was after Dave joined us, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah,
after
that was
Dave
after
joined us,
Dave.
but
Yeah.
we'd go up there for the weekend, and we'd spend the weekend up there, and we'd sing, half the service up there. But it was always fun, because there was a lot of, the place was packed. And it was a holiday weekend, it was fun, it was just that same relational kind of thing. We had relationships with them, and with ourselves, we had time to spend together, fun times together.
Yeah.
It wasn't just the work of,
yeah.
and the planning and the preparation. We had some fun together. so-
Well, we sang in Ottawa more than anywhere else, right?
Mhm.
That was
Probably,
always
Yeah,
fun.
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah,
They were supportive.
yeah.
One thing that was very, very special to me, that really blessed me is after we get done singing that night, there'd be certain people that would come up to you, and there's a certain lady, she came up, and that song blessed me so much.
Yes.
And she'd have tears coming down her cheeks. That made it all worthwhile.
Yeah,
Yeah, when you could see somebody in the audience that, you know, they'd be just sitting there.
Yeah.
You could see them.
The music the song would touch
Yep.
their
You could tell they were
soul.
being touched.
Very cool.
I had one where in Free Methodist in Zeal, where your mom went. It's the one where I forgot the first, I started off on a solo on the first verse. Well, we didn't have any music, Calvin didn't have any music, so, and I kept singing the wrong.
Kelvin in the music.
I kept singing the wrong words the first time. And I know I kept saying, "Don't be discouraged," is what I was singing. It had nothing to do with the song. Roger finally says, "I got it." He did the same thing. So we're looking at Cal, and Cal said, "I got that music." And then all of a sudden, it hit me. I said, "I got it." I started singing the song. Well, I got a letter from Hugh's mom that week that said, those words were not a script. They were for me. Don't be discouraged. So,
That's cool.
Yeah. And another time, Hubert was just talking and talking and
Don't know what you're
talking.
talking about.
And he would talk just so long, and then Cal would just start the piano, and Cal's talking and talking, and Cal's getting louder and louder on the piano, and all of a sudden Hugh looks at me and he goes, "What song are we singing?" And I go,
Don't remember
I don't know. I look at Gary goes, I look at Steve goes, "Cal, what song are you playing? What are we singing?" And
Probably didn't know either.
you had to tell us the first two words of the song, and once he said the first two words, boom, you know, away we went. But it was, you know, times like that is just, it's just so, you know,
It was
it's
real.
kind of embarrassing at the time,
But it was real.
yeah, it was real, and it was fun. And that's what made it fun. That's what
Humbling
made
at
it fun,
times.
you know? That's why we don't care if it's exactly perfect or not on there.
It's real.
It's real.
Yeah.
Anything, Hugh? Come to
To add to that, you know, I was the new guy breaking in, so it was a little scary. I had sang solos. I'm pretty famous. That's
Yeah.
why they wanted me to.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's how they heard of him. He's singing.
I couldn't sing
all
bass.
over.
I tried to sing bass. Boersema could sing bass. He could sing bass and lead. He had a range bigger than me. So it was nice of you guys to let me switch and lead. Now, Roger mentioned I talk and talk. Introduce songs. That was not always so fun.
Well, that was only because you didn't know what song was coming up. I think you were trying to think of
No,
what
that
song was coming
that
up.
made it my job while you were watching the lines. I had to come up with the order of songs that we were going to sing. I think I finally figured it out.
Oh, yeah, we used to do that. We'd look at the bulletin and see what the sermon was going to be about,
Yeah.
and then we'd match the songs
Match
to
the
the
songs.
sermon.
And then
Sermon.
finally we kept a history of what we sang at this church last time, so
Yeah,
we didn't repeat.
yeah.
Didn't know it's repeat.
It was fun. It was work.
And even after the quartet hung it up, this guy here by himself kept on going.
Kept
a lot.
singing.
Kept going.
Once in a while.
Right.
Once in a while.
He did it at Ottawa. I heard you.
Push it back.
I know I said that was the last question, but I did think of one last thing, and if you think something great, if not, no worries, but this is obviously something that, you know, we're kind of doing for families and friends. Is there anything that you want to say to your family, your friends, in terms of the support maybe they showed, or just the time they gave to you to be here? Anything that might come to mind that you'd like to say to them that we can record and show?
Well, I would say that if any of the kids wanted to form a quartet, they could use our name.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
No royalty?
No royalties, no nothing.
All right.
I do believe it was a sacrifice for the kids too, you know, because we were going a lot.
We were gone a lot, yeah.
On Sundays.
Practicing
Sunday
at
afternoons.
night.
My kids, quite often Vicki and the kids would come after we got there, if it wasn't too far away.
Yeah.
My kids could sing on most of these songs by heart too.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
Word for word.
Yeah.
So, my kids are a little bit older than yours and
Yeah.
probably yours,
Yeah.
but I bet your kids could sing. They were,
Oh, yeah.
at least the oldest two there.
Yep.
So I have a couple of
I know Kim was singing,
grandkids
too.
that are in choir that don't sing in church. When you look at them, you say, "You got a great voice. You can sing. Let it be heard." So they sing in the car. They know dad songs.
Yeah.
Well, it
So
was.
let your voice be heard, kids. Let your voice be heard.
Yeah,
Don't
I
be
got
ashamed.
I got to see my son lead song service in his church. I've seen my daughter, Kim, singing a lot in different
Praise the Lord.
churches. And Ben, he plays drums in all the churches around, and, you know, that's just a blessing to me to be able to see them do that. It's
Yeah.
kind of neat.
My daughter Heather, she was the same situation, and she would get up and sing when she was like 5 or 6 years old. So that was great.
Yeah, and my granddaughter
Mom and Dad
Paige,
felt pretty good.
Paige is in some church in Grand Rapids. I don't know what's the name of the church. Yeah, Resurrection Life, and
Rosewood,
yeah, and she's in the
praise team there.
lead group there singing, and watch her on TV. All the time. That's pretty cool. But it's neat to see the kids go on like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys have, I think, have left quite a legacy. Probably whether you know it or not, but.
I do remember that we did that 100-year celebration at Ottawa, and they had
Yeah.
somebody come up
Yeah.
afterwards and tell me, that's how music's supposed to be. That's how music's supposed to be.
And when we performed that wasn't that long ago, we were pretty old already, and we had the loudest clapping I've ever heard. I could not believe it. I couldn't believe it. They even gonna clap, and they clapped loud.
That was cool. Yeah. That was fun. We were younger.
That means we actually got some applause 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you, wives. Thank you, children,
Yeah.
Amen.
kids,
Thanks.
Definitely.
That's
for
awesome.
being on this journey with us.